The other day, a basketball player by the name of Jason Collins came out and said he was a gay man. And he got a lot of support from his fellow basketball members and his family and friends, and even some people just within the entertainment business. And then you had those people who called him names, crack jokes, those type of people out there that gotta say little slick things when people come out of what we would call the closet. But first of all, I want to say that I think it's very courageous of this guy to come out and admit his sexuality, especially playing a professional sport, because like I've said before, people wish for a lot of things, fame and all this other shit, but there's a price that comes with being famous. And when you're in the entertainment field, whether it's music, a professional athlete, or any other type of entertainment type career, your business is put out to the public. A lot of things you do as a normal person, or what we would consider a normal person here in society, is broadcast to the whole world. So, I think it's very courageous of this guy to come out, and admit his sexuality and say, hey, this is who I am. So, I got a lot of respect for him. And then, you have those people who are going to crack jokes and call them names, and, people who don't necessarily agree with the gay or lesbian or bisexual lifestyle. And basically what I have to say is that it's none of your business. It's not your prerogative to be concerned about what this man is into sexually or who he wants to be romantic with. His job is to entertain you, go on the court, play ball, do his job. What he does behind closed doors, it doesn't concern me, and it doesn't concern anybody else out there. And somebody might try to argue with me and say, well, why did he come out the closet if it doesn't mean anything? And part of it, I think, is just you letting the world know who you are. A lot of times when you're a gay man or even a lesbian, you're in the entertainment field, you have to put on certain airs, to seem very masculine, or you might have ball players like, yo, check her out over there, she looks good, or whatever. And you got to sit there and act like you're attracted to her when really you're not. You're into men. So I think it's just part of him coming out and confessing who he really is and what he's attracted to. But I just think it's nobody's business. I really don't give a shit. The man's gay, let him be gay. I don't have a problem with gay people here in this country. I know they're here and they're here to stay. You're not going anywhere. We work with them. They're in politics. They're in the entertainment field. They're at everyday jobs. They're here, and there's nothing you can do about it. The only problem I do have with it is when the gay community tries to relate their struggles to the black community. That's where I have to draw the line. But, as far as them, being active citizens here in this country, I don't have a problem with it. And I don't think it's anybody's prerogative to get in this man's business and call him names, or, get all in his business or whatever, just because he came out and said he's a gay man. That's what he's attracted to. But that's basically all I want to say about it. Y'all that's out there wilding out because this man came out and said he was gay. Hey, chill that shit out. It's none of your damn business, to be honest. And we seen this before, like with Frank Ocean, and you guys that know me personally and everything. When I was interning and trying to build my way up in my career, I had the opportunity of working with Frank Ocean, me and another co-worker, and God, he didn't come off gay. If anything, I would have thought somebody like a Miguel was gay. But when I had the privilege of working with this guy, very talented guy, I don't take nothing from him, he didn't come off gay at all. But this goes to show you that you never know who was gay. A lot of the same people in your church you work with, living in your neighborhood, a lot of these people are gay, lesbian, or bisexual, and a lot of times you don't know it. Every gay person is not snapping their neck and got a bent wrist, or they're a lesbian, they're extra masculine. Everybody's not like that. So I just think that you just gotta have an open mind in today's society, and You just had to learn to move with the time, because like I said, you know, gay people are here. You know, there's nothing we can do about it. But you know, that's all I gotta say. Y'all give me y'all feedback. You know, was it a shock to you? What do you feel about professional athletes, you know, who play sports that you would consider masculine, something like a boxing or football or basketball, or, you know, rap, you know, because we all know within the hip-hop industry it's very aggressive, it's very masculine. So for somebody to come out within the hip-hop industry and say, you know, hey, I'm a gay man or I'm a lesbian, and although we know they're out there, you know, it is you're going to take a lot of ridicule for it. So, you know, what do you feel about people coming out in the entertainment field as, you know, gay? What do you feel about that? Do you think we'll have more professional athletes come out, or, you know, people within the hip-hop industry? And I want to focus more on hip-hop, because we've seen a lot of the R&B cats, or, you know, country or rock or pop. I believe it's more acceptable with those genre of musics. But when it comes to hip-hop, because it's so aggressive and it's so, you know, masculine, and, you know, we're warriors, shoot 'em up, bang bang, all that other bullshit that goes along with hip-hop, or the stereotypes that go along with hip-hop, it's not really condoned or considered acceptable for you to come out and be a gay rapper, especially if you plan on being successful. So you know, give me your feedback on that. And, you know, like I said, stay out of this man's business. You know, that's his personal life. I don't give a shit. You shouldn't give a shit. At the end of the day, as long as the guy's on TV entertaining me, playing ball, doing his job, and serving what he's supposed to serve as, to the consumer that are paying his salary every year, I ain't got no problem with the man. But I'm out. Y'all comment, rate, subscribe. Peace.